music lovers are standing up for musicians and helping them get the health care they need.
The Health Alliance for Austin Musicians, known as HAM, hopes to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars. Businesses across Austin are donating part of their proceeds today.
And more than 200 performers are hitting the stages all over town for a big fundraiser. Kevin Schwaller has a look from ACL tonight at the hardships musicians face getting insurance.
Musicians are warming up here at ACL Live tonight. This is a look at all of the different bands and artists playing throughout town today. Now, a lot of musicians in this town are struggling to try and get health insurance, so we took a look at the difficulties they face, what a new marketplace could mean for them.
Mostly, people who are trying to make a living as a full-time musician have difficulty getting access to affordable health care.
When the lights turn off and the speakers go quiet,
Austin has a culture where people go out and enjoy live music.
Listen and look closely, and you may discover a truth behind the music. A struggle in the lives of those whose songs bring smiles or chills to crowds.
I did 240 shows last year. I've traveled to Europe to do shows twice. I did 4 tours around the United States.
Austin musician Guy Forsyth can't afford health insurance. He says he hasn't had coverage since he was a kid. That could change with the new insurance marketplace and subsidies it offers.
I'm certainly excited about the idea that I'll be able to afford actual health care.
Still, a lot of musicians in the city simply don't make enough money to qualify for subsidies in the marketplaces.
The majority of the musicians that we serve here through HAM are not going to be eligible for the marketplaces.
Executive Director of the Health Alliance for Austin Musicians, Carolyn Schwartz, says the view of musicians as celebrities can cloud the truth about their situations.
Despite the fact that they bring in nearly $2 billion to our economy, they live on very little and often are, just working gig to get rent paid.
It's a very competitive place to try to make a living as a musician, but it's also a very fruitful and inspirational place.
Now Forsyth hopes the fruits of his playing will be enough to pay for coverage. HAM's executive director also tells me that the organization will be here for Austin musicians whether they qualify for subsidies through the marketplace or not. She says that HAM covers some things that the marketplaces will not, such as dental care. Reporting in Austin, Kevin Schwaller, KXAN News.
Here's a deeper look at the situation in the city that builds itself as the live music capital of the world. HAM estimates Austin now has more than 8,000 working musicians. The organization served more than 2,000 member musicians over the last year. HAM tells us 83% of those musicians make less than $16,000 per year.